Hello, I'm Lucia.
And I'm Kelly.
Hello and welcome along to Funky Junk. I'm Lucia.
And I'm Kelly.
And today we're going to invite you to let it grow. We're talking about the garden and spending time in the garden and having all kinds of lovely little decorations and decorated pots that you can enjoy when you're out there. Not to mention some funky little creatures that you can make yourself. We're also going to show you how to make your very own miniature garden, just in case you haven't a big garden outside. Kelly, what are you starting off with?
Well, today I'm going to show them how to make something to put maybe outside in the garden, maybe in a potted plant. Just a very, very simple thing to do. All you need is to get a rock. Sometimes you can get these from the beaches, or sometimes you can find them actually in your garden to start with. So I found one here and I painted the front part of it blue and the back part of it black. And it's very, very simple. I've cut out two little flowers from a gardening magazine that Mum had at home. And I'm going to just glue them on with a little bit of PVA glue. Will you pass me over the glue there, Mum?
Yeah, sure. And there's
Great
some
stuff.
there if you need it.
Thank you. It's very simple. I'll show you a few that I made earlier later on as well. You can do your lots of different personal things with them. But it's nice. It's a nice gift to give someone as well for their garden. If you know anyone who likes gardening or...
And they're great because you can use those as paperweights as well to keep all your paper down in the office. That's a great idea.
Actually, yeah, because they're
Fabulous.
heavy enough, God knows.
They are.
Very heavy. But yeah, no, I like going along the beach sometimes and picking out unusual rocks and shells as well sometimes.
Oh yeah.
like
That little
collecting
dog's lovely, that Dalmatian, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Gorgeous.
That actually came from an old calendar, believe it or not. I always save calendars for the pictures in them. I got a particularly nice one actually last year from Dad for the new year. You know,
Yeah.
He always gets me a calendar every year, and last year it was all of little kittens and dogs together in all the photographs. Yeah, like little baby kittens getting along with dogs, because usually like you wouldn't see dogs and cats.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
together.
yeah.
That's unusual, all
They're
right.
always associated with chasing each other. And
That's because they always do, or usually do, isn't it?
Sometimes now there are nasty little cats as well. They get back at the poor old dogs. It's not all one-sided. But I'm just gluing that and sticking it on nicely there. And like go over it as well, go over the top of them as well, and it'll stay nicely. Just using a brush because it's actually easier than the glue thing, the glue sticks.
I'm going to use a similar idea of yours now in a few minutes, Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll borrow back that some of that glue and I might get started on it.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Okay, that's great.
Now, to finish this off, what you'd normally do is you get a little bit of varnish, if you have varnish at home, and it gives it the nice sheen. I'm going to let that
Yeah,
dry.
there's some of the varnish, that kind of clear varnish that you can use.
I will go over that now in a bit. But I'm going to show the boys and girls at home what I did with these ones first.
Yeah.
Well, I got this was a particularly nice stone because it was really, really like flat and nice, you know, a good big one for a nice big picture. So that's why I cut out the Dalmatian. And I stuck him on first. Well, no, first of all, I painted the stone. You always paint the stone first before you stick on the picture. So I painted the stone a nice strong blue colour. And then I stuck on my Dalmatian with glue again. And then I went over it with a bit of varnish. So that's why it's nice and shiny and new looking. It almost looks as if you'd buy it in a shop, doesn't it?
It's
really
absolutely
nice.
gorgeous. You gave it a couple of coats, didn't
Yeah,
you, to make
oh
it
God.
nice and strong and durable outside.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to follow your idea. You probably are going to
I went
stick...
on a fashion theme then. Do you like my
there.
shoe? Because I like shoes. So I
That
cut out
is
a big high heel.
gorgeous.
Yeah, a big high heel and then a pair of sunglasses. So to
That's
go with
really
it.
cute because it just looks like a little cool face looking
It
out
does
there.
actually looks like The Rock has got a face. But anyway.
You're going to
again with
press
the
those
varnish.
down nice and tight, are
Yeah,
you? So
yeah.
that's good, yeah.
Are you at me already? God almighty.
I'm afraid they'll curl up at the edges and, you know, all that kind of thing too.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. It'll stay down now in a bit. I'll just go over it. You get on with what you're going to show the
Okay,
the kids
well,
over there.
I'm going to actually follow Kelly's idea there, a similar type of an idea. And what I did was I painted up an old pot. It was looking very, very grotty. And all I did was use a nice bit of just poster paint and a bit of PVA glue mixed in together. We're always using that technique, and mix the two together nice and strong, so it'll stay on much, much better for you on the pot. Now, this is probably going to be an indoor pot when I finish, but if I wanted it to be outdoor and last some time, I would do what Kelly's just done, and I'd varnish it up and probably just take it in during the winter months. Let it sit out a little bit in the summer, that would be okay. But these pots are not too expensive, so you don't really mind. I've revamped a little one there. I've only started. It was all cracked and chipped to the top, so I'll probably spend a long time, painting around and doing that one again. And I might use that to hold candles when I remake a candle for sitting outside when you're having your barbecue, but it's a little flower pot as well, so you're all out in the garden. Anyhow, I did what Kelly said there and got an old magazine, and what I tried to do was find a sort of a sequence of flowers that are the same colour. Now, I'm not using the decoupage sort of method that Kelly's doing. She went to great detail, in fact, just cutting out around the leaves and everything. I'm just happy enough to throw shapes here and make a circle out of it all along. So it's going to be very, very simple, and it's going to turn a dull old pot into something nice and bright and cheerful. It's more eye-catching, and when you have some flowers and stuff on your pots outside, all the little bumblebees and all the little butterflies and everything will come along. And even look, I've got some butterflies on me today. I've got 3 butterflies just to keep us company and get into the nice garden theme. So you can kind of spread them out. They don't have to be exactly even. You can put them in a straight row, or you can put them up and down. These ones are kind of just forming more or less into a straight row themselves nearly. So I let them go that way. And again, look how quick and easy this is. It's super. And Kelly gave me a marvellous idea when she started doing that other one. So
even though, we're doing a whole gardening theme today, I have to say, Mom, I don't have much of a green thumb myself. I'm not really good with plants.
A green thumb? It used to be called a green finger. Is this the new modern version of it, a green thumb?
I thought that it was a green thumb, okay. Anyway.
I like that, a green thumb. It's kind of nice. I put
was
that
it green finger? Okay, sorry.
Green finger. I put him down there at the bottom.
Because last year when I was living in my apartment for college, one of my American friends, she was living with me. She had bought a plant to for our kitchen, so that it'd be nice and green and something pleasant to look at, because we didn't have a garden. So we were all excited about this plant. It was a fern plant. I'm sure some of you have those at home, and they're pretty easy to look after. All they need is a drop of water on the windowsill. But anyway, the poor plant, we even named him and everything. We called him Harry. And Harry the plant didn't last very long. Slowly but surely, he started to turn brown. And we were trying to feed him water at the last minute, but we hadn't been watering him all along. Sometimes we'd forget.
No.
We'd be rushing out to college, and then we'd say, we'd think, maybe Jamie will do it, or maybe Laura will do it. But they were thinking, Kelly will do it. We never did. We never watered the poor plant.
Oh,
poor Harry.
You've brought me back in
slow, painful death.
You've brought me back in memory of coming back from holidays and expecting to find the plants all watered, and Dad had only spotted about 3 plants. He was oblivious to the number of plants we had in the house.
Sure, our house is like a jungle.
It is, isn't it?
You get a bit.
I think I've just overdone
sometimes.
it now here, so there's plenty on that. I'm going to leave it at that. That's plenty. And, it's enough just to catch the eye. I could do a little border across the top if I took time to find some tiny little, maybe yellow flowers along the top. But that's just to give you an idea, and I leave that down there. In the meantime, I'm going to show you how to make a nice curly snake that you can hang out in your garden from the tree. So I'll put this away. This is a book and I don't need it anymore. I think I'll just chuck it underneath there in my little box. And so this is just from one of your covers that you get from school, from your books, and it's the end of the year and you're finished with that book and you've taken out your maths book out of it, and you're going to recycle all the bits and pieces and maybe save, if it's an English book or an Irish book, you might want to save the essays, the really good ones that you wrote, or if you got good marks in your maths, you might be proud of it, but you're this is all broken down anyway. So I've got a kind of a little Sammy snake going on here, and I'll show you how to make this. And I need a kind of this fella here, a permanent marker, so that you can see it at home, because it might,
a bit of fluff sticking out.
it might be invisible. Do you know what I'll do first? I'll actually trim this up because it'll get my nerves here sticking up on the sides.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so because this is a tricky thing to do. This is quite tricky now, and it can be hit and miss, and I just hope that I don't make a complete fiasco out of it today when I'm doing it for you. So Kelly, just concentrate.
Concentrate.
I'm going to try and do just a circle around and try and keep sort of the same distance, and round.
No pressure, no pressure,
and
no
round.
pressure, no pressure.
Look, I'm
no
going.
Pressure, no pressure, no pressure.
And round.
You're getting there. Come on, you're nearly there.
He's getting fat and thin like,
no.
He's getting fat and thin like an anaconda. He's actually, that's not too bad. And at the end, I just kind of bring his head in for the final bit, okay?
Okay.
So you saw how I did that. I just started in the middle, and I just kept going round and round and round and round and round, and going out farther and farther and farther. The next trick I might do now is, can you pass me over that glue, because there's more in yours than there is in my pot.
Yeah, work away.
And I just spread again like that. Don't want to lose all my lines now, because that's actually coming away a little bit of me there. Might lose the run of myself and not be able to find it later on. All I'm trying to do is get a little bit of glisten into this anyway. So I'm going to use my pepper pots. Oh, there they are, my favourite things. I love these pepper pots. I can fill them up when I feel like it.
Where would you be without them?
Yeah, and you know what I use them for? I use them for all kinds of nice glitter. So there you go. I'm just going to do a little one there, so that it'll catch the sunlight when it's hanging out on the tree. And we might even bring you outside later and show you how it's hanging. Okay.
How's it hanging?
Here we go, round and round.
Round around the garden like a teddy bear.
Now, as I said, I might have been better off not to be racing up and down putting more glue on it at the end. Concentration is necessary, because I'm just going around the line, round the line. Now I'm kind of losing it a little bit here. He's getting a bit on the thin side. But what I can do is use my imagination and keep going around. And you can see the snake as it's coming out underneath, if you're watching there, starting to form. And let's see, yeah, here, presto. I think that's actually far enough, you know, to give me a little bit of, yeah. So his head needs to come detach as well here. So just cut around the little head. So all you need to do then is get a piece of garden wire, because as I said, you needed to cut out his head and everything, and you're going to get a piece of garden wire and put a little hole in this section here, a little hole through this, and I think I might need just a little sharp scissor for that.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Don't
And
take
I've
out
actually, and you thread it through, put a little knot in the end. That garden wire is lovely. It just comes in a big, big roll, and it's very, very cheap to buy. You can use it for loads of art things, super. And even in the garden for other stuff as well, what it's supposed to be used for in the first place. But this is great because it bends so easily. Look, you can tie it and do everything with it. And it's just as simple as that. And we'll take you out later on and tie it around a tree. And when we're out there, you'll see how it goes round and round. This is what I made earlier on for you, as you can see. And make sure he's all twirled around the right way. When you get it hanging up, you can get the direction that he's supposed to be in. But I stuck some nice strong sequences on that as well. So he'll be lovely. And this is his girlfriend here together. So together they may become entwined in love. All right, okay. So that's another nice thing for your garden that you can do. And we still have more bits and pieces to come.
We do.
Yes, indeed. Now, these are lovely little fellows that you can also make from your school, leftover school covers like this. This is actually a fairly new one, a fairly good one. So I'm not too keen to cut it up. Usually I don't like cutting up new stuff. I prefer to use recycled stuff. We're here today at
National School!
And as you can see, we're full of enthusiasm, not just because we're here at this school, but because we have a very special classroom with this very special teacher called Mr. O. He just knows everything about nature. I have never met anybody as exciting and as cool as him in my life. He's a butterfly man as well, and he has today focused on Féileachán na Seachtaine. So we're talking about butterfly of the week. Which butterfly are you concentrating on this week?
The orange tip.
The orange tip. What's so special about that, Cian?
It has the 3 colours of the Irish flag.
And that's why you really love it. Any other particular things about it, Lydia?
The female lays eggs.
The female lays eggs, a common trait in the old females, okay. And you caught one this morning, I heard.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, they like to fly low, and
Why is that, I wonder?
I don't know. I think they're just like looking for food,
Good plan.
and well, you can't really see the green on them when they're flying,
Right.
and when like they settle.
So it's a small area of the body that has the green
Yeah,
on
it's
it.
under the wing.
Did you have a good look at the one you caught this morning?
Yeah.
How did you find it? I mean, where was it?
It was in a field.
In a field. Is it still alive, or was it?
Mr. let it go out to.
Oh, he's so kind, isn't he? And what about the orange tip? Tell me something about that.
Well, the female doesn't have the orange tip on it.
Why? Oh, just it's the male.
Yeah.
That's a bit like that in other animals, in pheasant and stuff like that. They get all the lovely colours, don't they, Marcus?
Yeah.
And the females get the old dull ones. Thank goodness we can dress up with lipstick and all our bits and pieces here and for the females. We're not going down that road at all. So what other fancy butterflies do you know?
The pearl-bordered fritillary.
The who?
The pearl-bordered fritillary.
Goodness me, there's a bit of a mouthful. Tell us something about that.
Well, the pearl-bordered fritillary is only found in the Burn in County Clare because of the flowers that grow in between the limestone.
Are you serious? Just in the one county in Ireland?
Yeah.
And I wonder if Mr. O might take you on a trip over there sometime to have a look at it. You'll have to twist his arm, won't you?
Yeah.
Anything particular about the colours of it or anything?
Well, the pearl-bordered fritillary, on the edge of its wings, it's lined with pearls.
You just love saying pearl border fritillary. See, I can't even say it. Lined with pearls, as in little white dots all around it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Have they all got little furry bellies? Huh? Well, do you know anything about the parts of their body that, help them to do different things or anything like that?
They have the antenna on their thing.
Good girl, Hannah. What's that for?
For smelling.
Yeah, the old radar, isn't it? For zooming in and smelling and all those things. Any other different ones that you've come across, Hannah?
A holly blue.
What's it like?
Well, it's blue.
You're surrounded by beautiful things, some kind of unusual animals and birds. Any birds in particular that you see around here?
The kingfisher.
The kingfisher, here at the back of the school. Oh, that's fabulous. What else?
The buzzards.
The buzzard. Very interesting one.
The heron.
The heron. Oh, yes. We have a big heron at our pond as well. And the little wren. We mustn't forget the wren.
The robin.
And the robin. Is it the wren, I wonder? I think the wren doesn't like very manicured gardens. I think the wren likes a bit of wilderness like this around the place. But you have a nice bit of a river running along there. What is that?
The Broadmeadow River.
Is that the Broadmeadow River? And in that river there are lots of different things. Tell us something about that, Ruth.
We have the pinking.
The pinkeen?
Yeah.
A pinkeen, what's that? There's another name for that, isn't there?
The stickleback.
The stickleback. And what's so unusual about that?
Well, it has a red tummy.
It's first of all, it's not a bird, is that right?
No, it's a fish.
We've moved into the river now, so it's a fish. It has a red tummy. Anything else about it, Ben?
It builds a nest.
Does it? It builds a nest.
Yeah.
Oh,
male
tell me,
does.
the male builds a nest.
Yeah.
The male does all the work.
Yeah.
Well, there's one for the books, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell us about the nest that it builds.
Well, it gathers all like little bits of sand and tiny little pebbles and stuff, and then goo comes out of its belly button, and he sticks it all together, and then he bashes through a hole through it. So, and then he shows off his tummy to get the females.
Oh, that's great, Aisling. So he likes to show off a bit of his tummy, does he? And do females like that, female stickleback?
Yeah, they do.
And what happens then?
Lay her legs in a nest, and then she goes off.
And
then the man.
She goes off.
Yeah.
When she lays the egg, she just leaves.
Yeah.
Up, shop and gone to the Bahamas or somewhere. Do you know something about, a little secret about him? Will I tell you?
Yeah.
A secret about your teacher. When he was a little boy, there wasn't much television going on, you know, in those olden days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when he was in Kerry, he used to spend a lot of time out and about, enjoying nature, going for walks, and he loved it so much that he started to notice everything around him, and he began to learn and learn, sometimes just from looking, sometimes from picking up books and finding out a little bit more. And that's why you have such a treasure for a teacher. There aren't many teachers around like that. There are lots of good teachers, of course, but he's a special one, isn't he?
Yeah.
So I think we'll give him a boolabus, will we? I'm just going to kind of cut it in half and fold it over like that to make a kind of a nice big shape. Just watch now how you can do this. Hold it in the centre. This is just to give you a rough idea how to do this, and just cut it down around that. You could draw it, and then we just kind of take it in a little bit like that, and then we take it up again. You could actually just draw a nice shape, but I'm just trying to see if we can maybe create a new creature here altogether. See what we've come up with. And we'll round this bit off a little bit more because it's a bit stiff on that side, isn't it, Kelly?
Yeah, make them nice and curvy and
Yeah,
pretty.
curvy and pretty. And then you can open it out and you've got what will be a beautiful big butterfly.
Such a graceful one as well.
Yeah.
Look at it go.
The thing about that is that when you put it out in the garden, the wind will lift it up and down because it's so light, and that's just from the cover of your book. All you need to do then is get what we said before, a little piece of wire. You can use other parts of that to cut out a body. As you can see here, I've just cut out body shapes. For this one I used a little bit of sponge. And why did I use sponge instead of paper? Because it doesn't matter if it gets wet. If it gets wet, it won't get destroyed in the garden. Look at that wee skinny bit of sponge that came in packaging in a box, and a couple of straws. You have to be just very careful that you don't use anything that would get damaged when it's outside, like paper or cardboard or anything like that. And the sequences will last as well. And these are nice little rubber bits and pieces that come in a box like that. You know, you get them as gifts or you buy them in the art shop, and you can add on and stick on all your lovely little spots. So I'll leave that one to one side, and you can picture what you would do with that if you had it at home.
Can I ask you a question, Mum? How did you get the body into the actual, to stay
inside?
On the butterfly, yeah.
All I did was I cut two little slits. That's a good one. It was just something I sort of came up with in my own head. The boys and girls at home might do something different, but when I had it folded like that, I cut two little slits like that, not too big. You see? Yeah. And then what I could do after that was, and I'll just demonstrate with a piece here. Yeah, well look what I could do here now with that. I could just cut it into a nice curvy shape there to show you and answer your question, hopefully. And make a little body shape out of this, going in like that. And then what you do then is, now that was already torn, so, but as I said, it's just for demo purposes. And you can thread it in and out like that. You'll see it coming out now this side. You can thread it in there, and you can add it and add in nice strong things like straws. I had straws there a minute ago, everything's vanishing, but the straws and stuff like that to make it strong, and a little bit of sponge over the top of it. Right, well we have loads to show you, so we better move on into the next thing. We're going to show you how to make a lovely little miniature garden. That's your very own little garden with little bits and toys and stuff that you have at home and that you want to create something with. Now first of all, we got this, thanks very much, at the greengrocer shop, and it was full of vegetables, and then they gave it to us as just a nice plastic container, and we filled it up with some compost, as you have been very good recycling your compost and making new compost in your schools. So we've got a nice big bucket full here, you could say. Very quickly, just a little plant that we got as a present. We're going to pull it out of the pot and stick the pot kind of to one side there. Kelly, you can be my helper here beside the greenhouse.
Do you want me to take excavate a little hole there for you?
Yeah, I'll get you to excavate a little hole in a minute now for your side of the thing there. Okay. So I'm just going to literally bury that down. Do you know the names of any dinosaurs, Kelly?
I know that big scary looking one there is the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Right, we kind of put him in there.
It used to go around the place and eat eat all of the other dinosaurs. So they didn't
Yeah.
really like him very much. He wasn't exactly the most popular guy in the world. But
Now,
anyway.
I'm going to put down a nice big lovely oyster shell here. That's a nice thing there for an effect, and Kelly might build something around it.
I'm
I'll take
gonna
him out and
throw
see.
in a few shells. No, throw him in there.
I got a nice, I won't throw him in yet until the end, and I got a nice stone here from the beach, all full of holes, and it looks really the part. It looks very much like something that would have been way out there in prehistoric times. And one of these fellas was going over for a drink, and he didn't know that this fella here was creeping up behind him. Now he's way back in the old days because he's a dragon breathing fire. But I'm sure you have more of a collection of dinosaurs at home than we have, so we let him go up first and have a little drink there.
Mucky water.
Here's the
Nom
other
nom.
fella just ready to lunge at him. But in the meantime, his little saviour is creeping up from the other side. Because even though he's very small, he's very vicious, and he's just going to hop in there and save the day. Maybe he's going to come lunging over here from behind this rock. Yeah, we'll get him in there. Look, peeping out from behind all this foliage. So unfortunately that brings us to the end of the programme, and I think like these lads down here we're going to go and have a nice drink of water. And so until next time, we'll see you. From me, Lucia,
And me, Kelly.
bye bye for now. Bye.